Hari Om, good morning to everyone. I incorporated as many strong bone poses into this practice as seemed comfortable in an hour and a half class. And those poses I'll be holding for maybe 30 to 60 seconds. Some of the standing poses I'll try to time for 60 seconds, 1 minute. So you have to adjust and just hold the poses however long is comfortable for you. And also choose which version of the pose is good for you today. So even if I'm doing a pose standing and you want to do the chair version, that's perfectly fine. And any props that you need, hopefully you'll have a chair and a block and a strap nearby. And a wall space is always helpful for most of these practices. Okay, let's take a seat, either on a chair or on the floor, whatever feels comfortable for you. Sitting in a comfortable position, either with the legs crossed on your knees or with the feet firmly planted on the floor. Let's check the posture. And just take a minute to stretch the shoulders up and back. Adjust our sitting posture. Close the eyes. And begin to bring the awareness within, focusing on the breath. We'll chant Om together 3 times to begin. Inhale for Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Let's begin this morning with some simple eye movements, Netra Vyayamam. We'll begin with vertical movements. If you're wearing glasses, you should take them off for this practice. Keep the head still, face relaxed, open the eyes, gazing at a center point, and move the eyes up, looking at the ceiling, and down, up and down. Move the eyes gently up and down, stretching in each direction. Head is still. Return to center. Close your eyes and let them rest. Just take a breath. Now horizontal, open the eyes, look far right, left, right, left. Move back and forth at your own pace. Center, close the eyes and relax the face, shoulders, and neck. Moving to circular movements, first clockwise, open the eyes, look straight up, Roll the eyes towards the right. The first time around, go very slowly, keeping the movement smooth and steady all around the circumference. Continue a few more times around at your own pace. You can increase the speed if you're comfortable. Keep the circle large and smooth. When you next come up to the top, gently close the eyes and let them rest. And we'll finish with counterclockwise circles. Open the eyes, look straight up, move towards the left, first slowly around. Continue at your own pace, a few circles. When you come around to the top, close the eyes. Take a full breath in. Exhale slowly, softening the face, the eyes. Relax the neck and shoulders. And keeping the eyes closed, bring the palms together and very briskly rub. Build up some heat with the friction. The palms will be very warm and energized. You can cup them around the eye socket. Breathe in the warmth. Feel the darkness. The energy from the palms can penetrate and relax and nourish the eyes. It's a beautiful practice to reduce eye strain. Can do it anytime, especially if you've been working at the computer for a while. Take a break, palm the eyes, let them relax. As the energy dissipates, you can bring the fingertips down to lightly stroke the eyelids, little feather strokes, and give a little massage around the eye socket, maybe the temples. You can move down and loosen the jaw. Maybe give a little massage along the neck, behind the ears. Just wherever you'd like to give a little wake up this morning. And bring the hands down to the lap. Notice the effects of Netra Vyayamam, the eye movements. Now we'll stretch out the legs and make sure your feet and legs are energized. And we'll stand up for our warm-up, which will be a modification of Surya Namaskar. Now, in the Strong Bones program, we haven't been doing Surya Namaskar because we're avoiding that rounding forward. So here we'll do a modified version. And for the forward fold, you want to be very aware to keep the spine lengthened, no rounding in the upper spine. So let's begin with Tadasana, the mountain pose. Stand at one end of your mat. Feet are underneath the hips, parallel, and spread out the toes. Lift the arches. Engage the feet by pressing into the floor with all four corners of the feet and lifting the arch. Engage from the quadriceps, pulling the knees up, but not locking. And gently adjust the pelvis, zipping up the abdominal core. Hips are over the ankles. Bring the shoulders up and back, lengthening the back of the neck, and bring the chin slightly in towards the chest. Take a full breath here in the mountain pose. Feel the strength, the stillness, the balance. Now let's begin the first round. Bring the arms out, palms up, and bring the palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, take the arms out and up, parallel, palms facing, shoulder width distance apart. Stretch up from the rib cage, feet are planted. Inhale. Next, inhale, take a lateral stretch to the right. Press the left foot down, reach out through the left fingertips. Back to center. And lateral stretch to the left. Press into the right foot. Stretch out through the right fingers. Keep the head between the arms. Back to center. Turn the palms out, bring them out and down, hands to the hips, socket, bending the knees, begin to hinge forward. The belly is coming towards the thighs. Look down, but keep the back lengthened. Bring the hands to the floor. Step the left foot far back, high lunge. Press the hands down. Step the right foot back, downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet here and look back towards the feet. Heels towards the floor. Breathe. Bringing the shoulders forward over the wrists, looking forward, step the left foot up, high lunge. Step the right foot forward. Belly is to the thighs. Knees are bent. Hands to the hips. Elbows back. Press into the feet as you straighten the knees and come up. Arms out to the side. Stretching up. Take a lateral stretch to the left. Center. Lateral stretch to the right. Center. Palms out. This time we'll come forward with the arms out, a swan position, belly towards the thighs. Release the hands down. Right leg back. High lunge. Left leg back. Downward dog. Heels towards the floor. Whole body weight coming forward. Right foot forward. High lunge. Back foot forward. Belly to the thighs. Knees are bending. Take the arms out. Turn the palms up. Press the feet down and reach up. Take the crescent stretch to the left, center, to the right, center, and bring the palms together in front of the heart. Now you can shake out the legs a little bit, and we'll work a little with Tadasana and the upraised Tadasana. So come back to your mountain pose, engaging the feet, the legs, hips, bring the shoulders back and down. Now palms are facing inward, take the arms up, overhead, shoulder width distance apart. Press the feet down and stretch up through the fingertips. Keep the head level. And exhale. Now, turn the palms out. Come up. Stretch up. Feet are pressing down. Rib cage lifting. And palms out and down. Now, this time we'll come up on the balls of the feet, elevated mountain pose. Clasp the fingers together and turn the palms out. Stretch the arms out. Come up. Back of the hands on the head, top of the head. Inhale, press the palms towards the ceiling. Come up on the balls of the feet. Balance and stretch. Exhale, lower. Release, bring the hands down. Now change the cross of the hands. Stretch out. Back of the hands on the head. Inhale, stretch up. Palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower. And relax the arms. Relax the legs. You can shake out the legs a little bit. And we'll continue with the chair pose, Utkatasana. So for this pose, if you like, you can just do freestanding. You can also do it with a block, holding a block between the thighs. That is sometimes useful, or you can hold the chair, whatever works for you. And we'll hold this pose. I'll time the pose maybe for 45 to 60 seconds. So start with Tadasana and raise the arms up, pressing into the feet. The arms are alongside the ears. You can sit back, weight towards the heels, and keep that natural curve in the spine, lumbar curve, and arms alongside the ears. And there's really a strengthening attention in the thoracic area, the upper spine also. Breathe and hold. Check your feet, lifting the arches, active feet, breathing. And to come up, press the feet down, raise up, and lower the arms out to the side. Shake out the legs. Make sure there's no stress in the knees with that pose. Moving on now for the triangle pose, Trikonasana. You could have a block or use the wall for support, whichever way you're practicing this pose. Let's step wide. I'll be like the mirror image to you. So we'll go to your right first. Pick the foot up and turn the foot out. The other foot is turning in. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the arms out. Energy in the arms and take the shoulders back and down. Keep the energy all the way from fingertip to fingertip. Now we're going to hinge here and reach out. Keep this torso long and let the hand come down. Other arm is up. Now check the feet, press into the feet, lift the arches, press into the outside of the back foot, and in the front, on the front foot, press into the heel. Breathe. Check the head and neck. There's no strain in the neck. You could turn the head to look up or down, whatever feels comfortable. Now, reaching with the upper arm, slowly come back up to center. You can bring the feet together if you need a rest, or just move to the opposite side. Bring the palms together, stretching up, out. Bring the shoulders down, stretch out through the arms. Inhale and reach out, staying with the torso long. Come into position, pressing into the feet, lifting the arches, opening this hip, stacking the shoulders, breathing. You can check and make sure you're not locking in the knees. Feet are staying active. And on the inhale, slowly follow the upper arm back to center and bring the feet back together. Great. Shake out the legs. Now, one more standing pose. For now, we'll do the Warrior One pose, which is a closed hip position. So I'm going to put this mat a little bit closer to the wall so I can press the back heel against the wall. Now, if you like, you could do the chair version, or you can also just have the chair for support if you like to hold on to the chair, whatever is comfortable for you. So we're starting with Tadasana, and one foot is grounded behind and step forward. Hips are forward. Remember, the main work in this pose, the main area of stress, the positive stress, is in this hip, keeping the pelvis forward as you come into the lunge and pressing the back heel down. Keep the knee coming forward over the toes. Raise the arms up. Keep bringing this back hip forward. Yield that resistance in the hips and pelvis area. Pressing into the feet, lifting and breathing. Head between the arms. You can press back into the back foot and press forward with that same hip. There's a resistance there. It is providing a beautiful stress to the hip socket, stimulating the bone growth. And inhale, release, step forward, take out the legs. Now the other side. Step forward with the other leg. Come into the position. Spread the toes and lunge forward, bringing the back hip forward. Pelvis is neutral here. Raise the arms up. You might notice a difference from one side to the other and make an adjustment for that. Breathing. Keep that back foot grounded and the hip coming forward. You have to play with that resistance. One more deep breath. And press into the feet. Step forward. Shake out the legs. Just great. Now, the next pose we're going to do is downward facing dog pose. So if you're a person who's not putting their head lower than the heart, you could do the dog version, which we've done. From here, you can do this version, and it's very strengthening for the wrists and arms, or you can do the full downward facing dog. Now, this is a beautiful pose for building strength. And in part 2, I talked about holding the pose for 1 minute or 2 minutes or even 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. So today I'm going to time us for 2 minutes in this pose. So if you haven't been practicing holding this, just do however much is comfortable for you. Gradually, you can work with building up the strength. And also, while we're holding the pose, you can come back down into child's pose and then back into the pose after you take a rest. So pick the position that's good for you. If you're near a wall and you like to press the heels into the wall, that's good. Or you could do the chair version or wall version. So let's come into the preparation and come up into the pose. Adjust the feet position and the hands. Spread the fingers. You might even grab the mat a little bit with the fingers. Keep the arms active. Reaching out from the shoulders. Press the weight back towards the heels. Keeping the head between the arms. Bring the chin slightly in towards the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Lengthen the whole spine. Breathing. Keeping the hands active and pressing the weight back. That's about 1 minute now. Focus on the breath. Slow, full breaths. Each exhale, lengthening, pressing the heels back. And that's about 2 minutes now. You can slowly lower the knees to the floor. And if you're comfortable in the child's pose, just relax the head down. Let the arms and shoulders relax. Great, that's great. Now we're going to move into some floor poses so you can lie on the floor. And just take a comfortable savasana on the back. Or maybe you'd like to begin with a constructive rest pose. Have the knees bent, feet on the floor. Just relax here, arms out to the side, palms up. Check the breath. Check how the spine is feeling. Hips and pelvis, legs. Gently release the legs out. Take a full breath here. We'll be moving into the backward bending poses. Let's turn over onto the abdomen and position your body on the mat with one cheek turned to the side, arms at the side, palms up, breathing into the belly. Now, as a preparation for the back bends, we'll take a lateral stretch in this position. So have your legs hip width distance apart, arms out overhead with the palms down, shoulder width distance, and forehead on the floor. Reach out, lengthening, and then keep the hips grounded and just move the arms, head, and torso to the left about a 45-degree angle, making a crescent shape with the upper body. Press through the right hip. Stretch out through the right fingers. Breathe. Feel the lateral stretch along the right side. And gently move back to center. Forehead on the floor. Stretch out. And when you're ready, you can move to the right. Left hip is grounded. Left arm reaching out. Feel the stretch along the left side. And gently come back to center. Stretch both arms and legs out. Forehead is on the floor. Now we'll move into the cobra pose. You can take whatever arm position you like to begin with. I like to start from this position and move through the Sphinx into the cobra. So on the inhale, begin to lift the head, chest, all the way to supported in the upper spine, especially between the shoulder blades. Keep the neck long, breathe, and hold. Use whatever leg position is comfortable for you. Focus on the upper thoracic area. Neck is long. Exhale, slowly lower chest, forehead to the floor, and relax completely. Arms down, head to the side. Take a breath and release. Now we'll move into the boat pose. Arms are extended overhead again. Legs are extended. And the forehead is on the floor. We'll begin with the diagonal stretch. First with the head on the floor. Stretch out the right arm, the left leg. Lift the left leg and right arm. Forehead stays on the floor. Stretch, think long rather than high and lower. Opposite diagonal. Stretch out. Inhale, lift. Breathe. And lower. This time you can raise the head with the arm. Right arm, left leg, reach out and up. Keep the head alongside the arm. And lower. Opposite diagonal. Inhale, reach out, up. And lower. One more round with your breath rate. Inhale, lengthen and lift. And the opposite side, lengthen and lift. And lower. Relax for a moment. And we'll move into the full boat pose. If you like, you can begin with the head down. Lift the arms and legs. And then slowly raise the head level with the arms. Focus on the entire spine. And lower. Relax. If you like to take a different arm position for the second round, you could do that. And when you're ready, inhale and lift. And slowly lower. And relax. Roll over. Relax on your back. Keep the knees bent. Just take a moment in the constructive rest pose, or if you like to bring your knees towards your chest. Whatever feels comfortable to relax the spine. Next, we'll be moving into the forward bends, which are the supine hamstring stretches, or you could do these sitting in the chair if that's more comfortable for you. Let's begin first with the right leg. Bring the knee. If you have your strap, you can bring the knee towards the chest. Wrap the strap around the ball of the foot, holding both sides of the strap with either hand, and press the foot towards the ceiling. Straighten the knee, flex the ankle, stretch the opposite leg out, keeping the toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Remember, in this stretch, we're pressing the whole back body into the floor. The head is pressing down, shoulders are pressing down, elbows are in close, lower back, buttocks are pressing into the floor, foot is pressing towards the ceiling, the opposite leg is pressing into the floor. Very strong action in the back body as we stretch the hamstring. Now we're going to move into the external rotation. So take the straps in one hand, outside hand, and open that leg out and up. The other leg is still pressing into the floor. This back shoulder, the whole shoulders are pressing into the floor. Back of the head is pressing into the floor. Foot is flexed. Breathe. Keep the whole back body engaged and strong. And slowly bring the leg back up to center. A little stretch and release. Let that leg float out to the floor. Roll the legs a little from side to side. And then bend both knees and switch the strap to the other side. Put the strap in position around the ball of the foot, flexing at the ankle, straightening the knee. Straighten, opposite leg out. And move into the stretch on this side, pressing the back body into the floor from the head, shoulders. Keep the elbows in close. Buttocks is pressing towards the floor, low back. Opposite foot is flexed also. Toes up towards the ceiling. I'm holding these poses about 1 minute in each position. You can adjust the time, whenever is comfortable for you. Now take the strap in the outer hand and open out and up, keeping the knee straight and the ankle flexed. Press through the opposite shoulder towards the floor. Back of the head pressing against the floor. Inhale, slowly raising leg up. Take a little extra stretch and then release the leg out to the floor. Gently roll the legs from side to side. Now we'll move into the upward forward bend, which is both the strap around both feet, flexing the feet and pressing the feet towards the ceiling. Now this time we're really keeping the buttocks and sacrum on the floor. So if you have to give more strap to keep the knees straight and the legs are only out to here, that's fine. Or if the legs are at a 90-degree angle, perpendicular to the floor, hold the straps, press the feet up, knees are straight, engage the quadriceps, press the low back to the floor, press the back of the head to the floor, elbows in. The whole back body is pressing against the floor. And slowly you could begin to bend the knees and release the strap. Bring the feet to the floor, stretch the legs out, and relax. Take a full breath here. Completely relax and soften the back of the body. Our next pose will be the bridge pose. So we can bend the knees, have the feet flat on the floor, a little less than hip width distance apart. So the knees are staying parallel directly out from the hips. Now, you can do this pose holding the block between the thighs, which helps to keep the alignment of the legs. And you can have the elbows pressing into the floor and feet pressing into the floor. Whichever way you're doing the pose. Let's inhale and lift. Lift the whole pelvis, rib cage, chest is coming towards the chin. We're pressing the feet down and slightly forward, pressing the elbows down, engaging the buttocks, the back of the legs, the thighs, quadriceps, breathing and holding. Keep pressing into the feet and lifting the arches. Feet are active. Thighs engaged. And slowly release down. And hug the knees towards the chest. Now we're going to have a little break for a little bit of an inversion here today. We could do the supported bridge pose inversion, where you just take the block, bring it under the sacrum, and raise the legs up. You could do this against the wall with the legs against the wall, or if you don't want that inversion of the pelvis over the heart, you could do legs up against the wall, just with the spine in a neutral position. So pick, or you could just put your legs up on a chair also, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to hold the inversion for about 2 minutes. So pick a comfortable position. Very good to elevate the legs at least once a day. Reverse the blood flow. It's so beneficial for releasing toxins from the system and encouraging a healthy circulation. Make sure you're not letting any tension build up in the feet or ankles or the legs. And rotate at the ankles or wiggle the toes a little bit. Whenever your legs get tired, you can bend the knees towards the chest. That might give a little relief. Or you can lower one leg at a time. And slowly start to release the pose, either both legs or one leg at a time, knees towards the chest, lower the feet to the floor, remove any prop, and just let the back rest on the floor in a neutral position. And gently stretch the legs out. And I'll show one other pose here, which I'm sure you're familiar with. It's not a strong bones pose, but it's a very important pose, especially during this time of COVID, viruses attacking the respiratory system. That is fish pose Matsyasana. We'll do a supported version. So you could have a blanket or a pillow rolled like this about the length of the spine so that you could just lie back with the head coming off the edge of the blanket or pillow. That's a very comfortable, supported fish pose position to enhance the respiratory function, especially in the upper lungs. Or I like to use a block for a supported fish, which you can take the block, the lengthwise flat, and have it right about a little above the waist, depends how long your torso is. So the top of the block is right under the shoulder blades, and the head can come back to the floor. It supports the upper opening of the thoracic area, the rib cage area, and keep the knees bent. Whatever feels comfortable for you to have a support under the thoracic area, head back. Just take one full minute to breathe into the upper apex of the lungs, this upper part of the respiratory system where the toxins can accumulate. The throat is stretching. Slow, deep breaths. And when you're ready to release the pose, you could roll over to the side or press the elbows down and lift the head chin towards the chest. Remove the prop and lower back. Relax. Roll the head a little from side to side. And just let the whole back relax. You can keep the knees bent, feet on the floor, or gently release the legs and relax in Savasana. We'll move into the supine twist. You can bend the knees, have the feet flat on the floor. Arms out to the side at shoulder height and turn the palms down. Now press into the feet. Shift the hips towards the right. Bring the knees up and lower the knees over to the left. Press that right shoulder blade down towards the floor. You can keep the head looking upright or turn and look over the right shoulder. Now, to keep the shoulder blades both on the floor, you can press into that left hand, press back, so the right shoulder blade releases to the floor. Breathing. And on an inhale, bring the knees back up, press the feet, And come back to neutral. Wiggle the hips a little bit from side to side. And when you're ready, press the feet down, shift the hips to the left, bring the knees up and over to the right. Press the left shoulder back down. You can adjust the leg position that's most comfortable for you. And on an inhale, lift the knees back to center. Press into the feet and bring the pelvis back to center. Gently hold the knees, bring them towards the chest. Exhale, lengthen the low back. And release the feet to the floor. Stretch the legs out. Now let's roll over to one side. Come back up to sitting. You could sit on your chair or you could use your block to sit on or sit cross-legged, whatever is comfortable for you. You might have thought we were finished, but we still have some upper body strength to work on this morning. So come to a comfortable sitting position, and we will begin with the arm stretches, wrist stretches. So take your right arm out. The thumb is pressing down and the palm is facing out. And we flex at the wrist and hold with the other hand. We're pressing the thumb against the back of the hand and applying pressure to the wrist as we breathe and hold. So this thumb is trying to stay pointing down and we're resisting. Breathing into that wrist stretch. Keep the shoulders lowered. Relax the neck. And release that hand and just wiggle the fingers and wrists. And the other side, other hand, turn the thumb down, press out, and resist back. We're really focusing on the wrist, but the whole arm is feeling strengthened. And we can release that. Shake out the arms and the hands. Now the arm threading, the first arm, the thumb is pointing down, and we cross the other hand over and lace the fingers, pull the arm through, clasping the hands together, and the hands are next to the heart, and we're pulling downward, keeping the back up straight, shoulders relaxed. This also is targeting mainly the wrist area, although we do feel some strengthening in the arms. Yeah, it is amazing. You can regain the strength with some conscious effort. Now we can release that, shake out. And then the other hand starts thumb down and cross over. Clasp the hands, threading through and lowering. You might feel one side much different than the other in the wrists or the elbows, shoulders. Now we can release this side and just give a little shake out. Now we had a great challenging arm strengthening pose with the side arm balance. So we can do that pose now. You might like to have your mat near the wall, or you might want your back against the wall. The sidearm balance, the more gentle version is on the forearms, or even with the knees bent, and we're lifting here, or the legs straight out and lifting. You can have on the forearm. Or if you're working with the full pose, you might like to start even from downward dog position, whatever works for you. And you want the shoulder over the wrist. You can have this foot in front. You can press the feet against the wall. And we're opening and holding, however much works for you. Think about lifting this whole side rib cage. Breathe and hold. When you're ready, then slowly release. Relax. And move to the other side. Coming up. Bring the hand so it's underneath the shoulder. Bring the feet into position and lift. Focus on lifting the whole side body. Breathe and hold. Keep the head in a line with the whole rest of the spine. And when you're ready, you can slowly release. Come back. You can rest in the child's pose or on the knees. Shake out the arms. Now, the next pose, I said I would have a challenge pose for the month. This is the challenge pose next, is the half handstand. I think some of you had this in another class I taught, but the handstand often seems impossible, especially in later life. But the half handstand is very accessible and such a great energizing, strengthening pose. So you need to be with your feet against the wall here, your mat against the wall. Spread the fingers out and come into all fours position with your shoulders right over the wrists and your hands spread out. Your arms are very strong. This might be a good place just to start pressing into the hands and feeling the weight of the shoulders over the hands and wrists. And then the heels are against the wall and you lift the buttocks up. You're on your toes, tippy toes, and keeping the shoulders over the wrist. Then you can just press the feet against the wall and you're in a half handstand. Shoulders are over the wrists. Head is looking down. Just hold however long, comfortable, gradually over time, little effort every day. You'll be surprised how you can build up that strength. It's also good to do in a hallway where you have your hands against one side of the wall and then you can have your feet on the opposite wall in the hall. That works very well too. Okay, well, that's something to practice. And now we're going to stand up for one standing balancing pose. Let's take Vrikshasana, the tree pose. You can have the back against the wall or freestanding or holding a chair. Remember, in our standing and our balancing poses, it's more important to hold the pose in alignment than to have that total balance. So if you need a little wall support or chair support, it's okay. Pick your standing leg and spread the toes, lift the arch, turn the opposite hip out, and bring that foot up into position, either against the shin or bring it up against the thigh. Stabilize, standing position, raise the arms up, overhead, stretch up. You're pressing that foot against the leg and opening the hip. To release the pose, lower the arms, bring the knee forward, and come back. Standing in both legs, shake out the leg, and we can move to the opposite leg, grounding through the foot. Turn the hip out, bring the leg up, foot up into position, press that foot and thigh. There's a resistance here between the thigh and the foot. Find the balance and raise the arms up. And slowly you can release the pose. Come back to Tadasana. Just take a grounding breath here. Now let's move back to the floor. Sitting. We'll do a sitting twist. You could choose to do the twist sitting on the chair at the wall, if you like that version. And you could also sit on a pillow or a folded blanket. Let's take the right knee up to the chest. Keep the foot on the inside of the outstretched leg and lengthen here, lengthen the spine. Hold that knee with the left hand. Now, before you go into the twist, just take your hand on your abdomen and energetically, or maybe even physically, pull that whole lower torso to the right and take the elbow, left elbow around the knee. Hold that knee towards the chest and twist to the right. Bring the right arm around behind. Maybe it can come around the low back if you don't need support there. Breathe into that twist, lengthening on the inhale and twisting on the exhale. Outstretched leg should be grounded with the toes pointed towards the ceiling. Head is looking over the right shoulder. Slowly release the head back to center. Release the legs and bring both knees up to the chest and lengthen. Whole spine upward. Right leg is straight out. Hold the left knee and energetically move the whole lower torso towards the left. Right elbow is coming around that knee. And twist to the left, turning to look over the left shoulder. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. If you can, this arm, if you're not leaning on the arm, you can bring it around the low back, reaching to the outstretched leg. Twisting a little deeper with your last breath and slowly releasing the head back to center. Bring both knees up and lengthen the spine. Now we'll end with a modified yoga mudra, yogic seal. You can have the legs gently crossed at the ankles and take the block, standing up in front here. Bring the arms behind the back, holding one wrist with the other hand. And inhale, lengthening. Close the eyes and hinge forward. Bring the forehead to the block. Rest and release. On an inhale, lift the head, lift the whole torso up. Exhale, bring the hands to the knees. Just sit quietly for a moment. Feel the peace of the yogic seal. Now you can prepare for Yoga Nidra, the deep relaxation. We'll be lying on the back in Savasana. We'll have a guided relaxation. We'll go through tensing and releasing each part physically, mentally scanning, and taking the awareness deeper within. During the time of silence, we'll have some gentle nature sounds just to soothe and relax us. So take a comfortable savasana, legs out, arms out with the palms facing up. Have a full deep breath. Exhale and release. Let's begin bringing the awareness to the right leg and foot. And stretch the toes and foot. Squeeze the foot. Squeeze all the muscles of the leg. Inhale and lift a few inches. Squeeze and release. And gently roll the leg from side to side. Left leg and foot, stretch out. Squeeze the foot and the leg. Inhale and lift. Hold and release. Gently roll from side to side. And let the legs be soft. Moving to the hips and buttocks. Tense the buttocks, lift the hips, the pelvis, squeeze, and release. And wiggle a little from side to side. Just let the whole buttocks and pelvis go soft. Moving up to the abdomen. Inhale. Puff out the belly like a balloon, holding the breath in. Hold. Open the mouth and gush the air out. Moving to the chest. Inhale, expand the rib cage, chest, lungs are filling all the way up to the top. Breathe in and hold. Open the mouth, release. Bring the awareness to the right arm and hand. Stretch it out. Stretch the fingers. Make a tight fist, tight arm. Inhale, lift and squeeze. And release. Gently roll it from side to side. Left arm and hand, stretch the fingers out. Make a tight fist. Inhale, lift, squeeze, and release. And gently roll from side to side. Position the arms with the palms facing up. Moving to the shoulders. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and squeeze. And stretch them down to the hips. Bring the shoulders up over the chest, squeeze, and release. Just press the shoulders back into the floor. Wiggle around a little. Find a comfortable place for the shoulders to rest. Lift the back of the head just half an inch off the floor and gently release down. Slowly roll the head from side to side. Feel that all tension from the neck and shoulders melted away. Moving up to the jaw and chin. Open and close the jaw. Stretch it from side to side. And release. Stretch the whole face. Open the mouth. Stretch the tongue to the chin. Open the eyes. Look up. Stretch. And release. And squeeze the whole face into a tight prune face and release. Now make any adjustments that you need to so the body can be totally still for the rest of the relaxation. Mentally, we'll go over the body and just with the light of awareness, we can relax any remaining tensions. Take your awareness to relaxing the toes, the feet. Relax the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, back of the knees. Relax the upper legs into the hips. Feel the legs completely soft and relaxed. Relax the whole pelvis area, the buttocks, softening, relaxing low back, the middle back, upper back, and shoulder blades. Relax the entire spine and back. Relax the hips, the pelvis, softening the belly, and relaxing the abdomen, all the digestive organs, softening the rib cage, chest, lungs, all relaxed, heart relaxing. Relax the fingers and hands, arms, shoulders. Relaxing the neck, the throat, jaw, and chin. Softening the entire face, relaxing the mouth, cheeks, nose, eyes. Soften and relax the forehead, around the temples, the ears, the head, completely relaxed. Sides of the head, back of the head, and the top of the head. Imagine the last tension going out of the top of the head, leaving the body soft and relaxed. Observe how relaxed the body feels. Turn your awareness to the breath. Observe how calm and slow the breath is. It's hardly moving when the body's relaxed. Turn your awareness to the mind. See if any thoughts are lingering. Witness the thoughts and let them go. Mind is always changing. The thoughts will come and go. We can be unaffected, witnesses, observing. As the thoughts slow down, we become aware of the peace within. That peace is always in us. Peace is our true nature. We can take the next few minutes of silence to enjoy that peace. Peace is our true nature. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently bringing our awareness back to the breath. Gradually begin to deepen the breath and let the breath begin to wake up the body from deep within. Inhale fresh prana, shakti energy with each breath. You can imagine the energy coming in with the breath through the top of the head, down the neck and spine, to the base of the spine, down the legs to the toes and out the arms to the fingertips. Inhale fresh energy and begin to move gently, stretching and moving, waking up the body, totally refreshed and rejuvenated. Begin to stretch out, waking up, a good morning stretch, When you're ready, you can roll over to one side. Slowly begin to come back up to sitting. You can sit on the floor or in a chair. We'll be doing some breathing practices, the pranayama. So as you get settled into your sitting pose, you can have some slow, deep breaths at your own pace, just beginning to energize the body after this deep relaxation. We'll be doing 3 rounds of Kapalabhati, the rapid diaphragmatic breathing. You might remember in the last class, I talked about how beneficial this practice is, especially for our alkalizing the system and avoiding leaching the body, the calcium from the bones, from too much acidic in the blood system, too much acidity in the blood. So it's a great way to bring us back into balance and keep everything fresh and strong. So let's begin with the first round. I'll just set a pace. You can go at your own pace. You're on your own there at home. Remember that the snapping in the abdomen is forcing the breath out. And when you relax, you'll naturally inhale. Let's begin the first round. Exhale completely. Inhale a full deep breath. And exhale very slowly. Let the prana be dispersed throughout the body. Relaxing the breath. We'll begin the second round. Exhale completely. Inhale a full deep breath. Exhale very slowly. Relaxing the breath. If you need to adjust your position, and prepare for the final round and begin. Finish with an exhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale very slowly. We'll move on to alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Suddhi, using Vishnu Mudra to close off the right nostril and exhale from the left. Inhale through the left, closing. Exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Close. Exhale out the left. Take the pattern at your own pace. Exhale, inhale, change sides. Exhale, inhale, change. Close the eyes and keep the breath very slow and smooth. Gradually make the exhalation longer, up to twice as long as the inhale, without strain, just with your slow, deep breaths. This will be very balancing, calming the mind, relieving any stress or anxiety, and also preparing the mind for meditation. Let the full awareness be on following the breath. Keeping the head up straight, the arm relaxed. Relax the shoulders, no tension in the body. Slow, gentle breaths. When you come around to your next exhale on the right side, we can finish with that. Just gently turning the hands to the lap, enjoying the benefits of these pranayama practices. And now we'll finish with the Brahmari humming bee breath. This is a beautiful practice to harmonize all the cells in the system with this humming Om vibration focused in the center of the head. It permeates every cell in the body, but also from the center of the head and out the top of the head, creating a very meditative atmosphere. So when we're humming, we can have the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth and the jaw very relaxed. You'll be making the humming sound of Om, but you can use the mudra to close off the ears, the eyes, and the lips, just symbolically the nose, so that all the vibration is focused in the very center of the head and out the top of the head. So we'll you can take 3 rounds of humming at your own pitch and your own breath rate. So let's begin. Use the mudra. Pinky and ring finger are around the lips, one above, one below. The middle finger is at the bridge of the nose. Index finger closes the eyelids gently, and thumb closes the ears. And inhale and begin. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. And may the light of truth overcome all the darkness. Victory to that light. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Shanti. Thank you all for joining in the practice today.